Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So I want to share this story with you guys, right? This young man shared this on Twitter. Okay, so let me read it to you guys word for word. So he said, let me read it to you guys word for word. He said, the day my grandpa died, my mom was disheartened about the loss of her father. My dad came back from work, asked her if she heard the news earlier, and asked her to go fry him plantain. And somebody asked him and said, did she fry it? He replied, I did. So he decided to fry the plantain because he was reasonable enough to know that his mother was mourning. So his mother shouldn't be going to fry plantain when she is heartbroken after hearing about the ending of the life of her father. Okay. I wanted to share this because, it's very common to hear people say, our forefathers' marriage lasted, our foremothers, they knew how to be wives and they did that, they did that. Women of nowadays, all of that story. But the unfortunate thing is this: when people try to claim our mothers before us are better than women of today, is it that they know, or they pretend not to know, or they are ignorant of the fact that our foremothers went through hell in marriages, and it shouldn't be so. They seem to be ignorant of the fact that the pain some of our foremothers went through, no woman, no human being should go through that. Okay, how does a man come back from work and knows that the wife, let me tell you guys, he knew before he got home that the wife lost her father? That would have been enough reason to say, you know what, I will go to the nearby restaurant, mama put canteen, whatever, I'm going to buy food for the house. I will buy food for myself, my wife, and my children. My wife just lost her father. She doesn't need stress right now. She needs time to mourn. My wife is in pain right now. Obviously, that it didn't seem to occur to this man. So when you look at what some people try to call virtuous woman, the good wife, wife material, all of those things, you realize that to a great extent, a lot of people are actually looking for slaves as wives. Let me tell you guys, somebody has to be a slave, or somebody that is just, I don't know how to explain it, you have no feelings or no respect for. Because if you have feelings for your wife, forget matter. There is no way you will send her to go fry your plantain. I mean, when you know that she just lost her father. Ordinary human feeling and sympathy. You understand? So, let me tell you guys, unfortunately, a lot of men were raised, I didn't say all, were raised to believe that a woman exists for them. A woman is, I say it all the time, nobody come this life as an escort. And that is what is happening now, that a lot of women are realizing that, okay, yeah, you're my husband. It doesn't mean that my life is of less value. It doesn't mean that I cannot also have a good life. It doesn't mean that I should live a life that is hell in the name of being a wife. It doesn't mean that my happiness doesn't matter too. That is what the difference is. And people, you see, in the olden days when slave trade was normal, slaves did what slaves had to do because it was seen as normal. But now, as I was saying, there was a time when slavery was normal. Places in America, white people had the right to do whatever they liked to black people. They could lynch them if they wanted. And do you know what I'm talking about? During slave trade in America, what we now call racism was not racism in those days. Well, it wasn't called racism in those days. It was the normal. It's okay. If you bought a slave, you can end the slave's life if you wanted. The life of a black person had less value than the life of a white person. So they could segregate the toilets and buses and everything. It was normal. So when I hear people saying our foremothers, our foremothers were better wives, they are not like these women of this generation, it's almost like and expecting women of today to tolerate some of the BS that our foremothers tolerated. It's basically like the white people saying all this black lives matter was not there in the past. You know, black people used to be obedient. Black people used to be humble. Black people used to listen when the white person spoke. You know, we were able to flog them if we wanted. You know, black people served us as slaves and they didn't complain. You know, the good old days when the that is basically what it is. When people say, hey, the good old days when women were good wives, like our foremothers, they did not answer back, they never complained. Basically, you are telling the women of this generation to swallow a lot of BS and suffer so they can be called good wives. But I'm grateful that a lot of women are not, let me tell you, loving a man shouldn't make you a doormat. Loving a man shouldn't make you a doormat. And a man that loves you will not try to make you a doormat. I don't know how to justify that your wife just lost her father and you came back. You could not move your ass to the kitchen to fry plantain for yourself. Or even, okay, you don't know how to fry plantain, Abi. Okay, now, the son actually ended up doing the frying. He could have sent his son to go do that frying. Do you even know that the man that is at work, that means he heard the news even before he got home. It's enough for a husband to tell his boss and say, I need to go home to my wife. She just lost her father. I need to be there for her. How hard is it to love someone's daughter? How? Like, eventually the son fried that plantain. But it shows you how the fact that he didn't even think about sending his son to go fry that plantain. You know, the wife is I don't know how anybody will explain. Because if you see some of the comments that I saw there, okay, listen to this comment. You see the way I smile. My smile, sometimes I make a post. I made a post today now. And I laughed about NEPA, and somebody was like, it's not funny. Sometimes when I laugh, sometimes it's not because it's funny, but it's just, if you don't laugh, you go cry. Okay, listen to this comment. This said, I asked you to fry me plantain. This is person's comment to this post. I said, when Instablog shared it, he said, I asked you to fry me plantain as my wife, and you were telling me you just lost your dad. I feel deck you. Do you know what decking is? As far as I remember, it's like, some people say uppercut. Decking is basically a punch. Okay? Now, this one says, there's nothing wrong there. It's her duty as a wife to fry plantain for him when he asks her to. No excuse. It's revealing the mentality. And this is what women of this generation are fighting against. Nobody is anybody's slave in the name of marriage. That's not what it is. Marriage is the union of two people, where you plan to journey in this life together. It's not for somebody to be your alabaru, Yoruba word, your load carrier. The person is at your service, right? This one says, dear boy moms, please do better. Well, I think this boy's mother did better because the boy went and fried his plantain. He said, a husband raised well won't ask a grieving partner to fry plantain. Another comment says, me wey be man no fit chop. Listen to this here. Me wey be man no fit chop. I don't know where I did, sir. I didn't know where I was, right? Everywhere blank for my life for days when my papa died, right? Everywhere went blank for days after his father died. He said, and you they expect make your wife fry plantain. I'm glad to see a comment like that coming from a man. Look at, I have to be honest, there's a lot of men that spoke against it. So let me not, you understand? But let me speak about those that do not get it. Because you know the Bible says, shepherd had 100 and one is missing. He will leave the 99 to go look for the one. So let's actually leave those ones that get it. Because you see, the 99 are not lost. They are safe. So the shepherd is not worried because these ones are safe. Let me go look for that other one. So it's the same thing. There's no point addressing those that get it. Let's address those that do not get it. Your wife is not a slave. And this is why marriages will continue to have problems. Because women are realizing that what our foremothers did, unfortunately, they set bad example for this generation. Because a lot of these men were raised with that thing, that a woman is just here just to make your life easier. The woman is here to serve you. Her happiness means nothing. In short, our girls were even raised, or women were raised, that your happiness depends only on your husband's happiness. So even if you cook the best food in the world and he comes home and says, this is not what I want to eat, you have to go and find a way to make him happy. Whether you have menstrual cramps, whether you are well, whether you are dying, no. Until your husband is happy. Your happiness, it does not count at all. So, why am I speaking about this? For a man that knows that his wife just lost her father to come home and just act as if nothing happened. You won't even do that to an animal that you own in your house. Not to talk of a human being. Like this comment said, we women, we need to raise our sons better. And a lot of women should stop tolerating BS. Because when you tolerate it, you are basically, let me tell you guys, I'm not saying fight a man or whatever. If you are in pain, you're in pain. Don't pretend like your feelings don't matter. And the problem is this. And the big problem is this. When you tolerate a lot of BS, what ends up happening is that you are telling your sons that that is okay. That they can do that to their wives. And you are telling your daughters that that is okay. That they can tolerate, they should expect it from a man. No human being came as an escort. It's an individual journey. There is a post I made on Facebook more than 10 years ago. And I said, one person, as much as we try to be, even the Bible said, love your neighbor as yourself. That means you have already loved yourself. As much as we try to be there for other people, as much as we try to be wives and mothers and whatever we want to be to other people, let's not neglect ourselves in the process. We do not have to live a life of hell to prove that we're good wives. We do not have to do all of those things to prove. We are human beings too. We are human beings too. And going back to what I was saying, I posted on Facebook ages ago. I said, I posted something about, I said, the only person that has been with you from the day you were born and will be with you the day you die is yourself. So as much as you try to care for other people, make sure you're caring for yourself too. This is my opinion about it anyways. I don't know what you guys' opinions are. Do you think what the man did was right to ask a woman that just lost her father to go fry him plantain? As always, whatever your opinions are, please leave them in the comment section below. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.